How's it going today? I'm here with my WWE TLC Tables, Ladders, and Chairs 2016 pay-per-view. Of course, TLC was a SmackDown Live exclusive pay-per-view event that took place live tonight on the WWE Network as well as pay-per-view. And overall, like I say, coming out of this show, I thought it was a great show. I thought all the matches pretty much delivered. I thought the main event ladder matches definitely delivered big time plus more. I thought the undercard was pretty solid as well. So I thought everything on the show delivered for the most part. And I had a lot of fun watching it. You know, of course, SmackDown pretty much always delivers. So what do you expect from them? So great, solid, overall enjoyable pay-per-view, I thought, coming out of the show. But before we get into the pay-per-view portion of it, of course, with the 1 hour kickoff show 1 hour prior to the pay-per-view, which actually had a match on there. Of course, it was added a multi-man match onto the show, which was a 10-man tag team match. Of course, had American Alpha, Apollo Crews, and the Hype Bros versus the Vaudevillains, Curt, Hawkins, and the Ascension. Pretty fun match, you know, it's typical, you know, multi-man match on SmackDown where, you know, it's kind of like everyone's getting their stuff in, frequent tags, and you had the heels dominate, and then eventually, you know, towards the end of the match, it's all chaos, and you have a hot finish. That's pretty much what we got here. So that was a fun, enjoyable 10-man tag. American Alpha gets the win for their team after Chad Gable pinned Simon Gotch after the Grand Altitude. So that was a fun 10-man tag on the kickoff show. But then we go into the pay-per-view portion, which opened up with the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match. Heath, Slater, and Rhyno versus Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt. This was a short match. It was only about 5 minutes long, but I thought it was pretty enjoyable for what it was. I thought the interactions between all four men were really good, especially the storytelling between Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt, and Luke Harper. I thought the new Wyatt family storytelling in terms of, you know, just their actions and how they go about protecting one another. I thought it was great storytelling for those three. But the in-ring work was pretty good as well. You know, Heath Slater and Randy Orton had a very nice exchange, especially when Heath Slater was going for dive over the top rope, or dive into the ring, and then Randy Orton caught him to a scoop slam. So Randy Orton's interactions with Heath Slater and Rhyno were really good as well. You know, Bray Wyatt was kind of just there, to be perfectly honest. But it was a good, solid opening tag team match here. It's pretty much exactly what it needed to be. Nice finish too. You know, Bray Wyatt was going against Rhyno. Randy Orton got a sneak tag in, Wyatt also pushing Bray Wyatt out of the way. Rhyno goes to the outside to chase Orton. Goes to Spear, or Gore Orton, I should say, not Spear. Goes to Gore Orton. Orton gets pushed out of the way by Luke Harper. So Luke Harper takes a bullet for Randy Orton. They get back in the ring. Rhyno goes to Gore Bray Wyatt, but Randy Orton gets an RKO on Rhyno for the 1-2-3 victory. So Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt are new SmackDown Tag Team Champions. Very happy about that. They even put the titles on Luke Harper, so Luke Harper is kind of showing up too. So I hope they do the Freebird rule where all three of them can defend it. So, you know, we can get Randy Orton and Harper, or Wyatt and Harper, or, you know, yeah, just I guess those combinations, or Orton and Wyatt, obviously. So I do hope they utilize the Freebird rule. You know, the new Wyatt family, I'm really digging it. You know, I think these guys as a trio are really coming together, and the storytelling between the three of them in terms of their actions, and, you know, really becoming one unit. I think it's been great, and one of the best parts about SmackDown so far. So very happy Orton and Wyatt, new tag team champions. They'll probably be tag team champions for, you know, maybe a month or two. I don't expect a very long reign out of it, but it should be a fun ride nonetheless. So yeah, good solid opener there for them. From there, I'm going to go to the no disqualification match between Nikki Bella and Carmella. I thought this was a pretty good, solid match here from both women. You know, they utilized a no DQ stipulation pretty much for the kendo sticks, because the kendo sticks got involved, and, you know, that's pretty much all they really used until Nikki introduced the fire extinguisher at the end. But it was good, solid work. You know, Carmella did a hurricanrana on the Nikki from the apron onto the steel steps. So Nikki kind of rammed her leg or her knee into the steel steps. So Carmella was pretty much working on the knee of Nikki Bella. But Nikki's selling wasn't all that believable. You know, Carmella did a suplex onto the ropes to, you know, where your knees just bounce right off the middle rope, and Nikki didn't really sell it all that well. So I think Nikki's selling kind of did hurt the match, the fact that she wasn't selling all that great, but I still thought the in-ring work was pretty good. You know, they kind of had a war. They were kind of just wailing each other with kendo sticks. Nikki Bella had a really nice kick off the barricade. You know, pretty much Cody Rhodes' disaster kick. She did that to Carmella off the barricade, which I thought came off pretty nicely. So that, you know, they had a pretty nice solid brawl here. You know, I wish they would utilize more weapons, but what can you do? But yeah, Nikki Bella introduced the fire extinguisher, pretty much extinguished Carmella up until she couldn't see. Picked her up for the Rack Attack 2.0, and 1-2-3 Nikki Bella gets the win. So yeah, good solid match from between Nikki Bella and Carmella once again. And after the match, Carmella gets on the mic, says that Nikki Bella wasn't attacked by her, or she didn't attack Nikki Bella, I should say, but it was none other than Natalya. So I guess we're going to go with the Natalya-Nikki Bella feud going forward, which, I mean, if you watch Survivor Series, I think it was pretty clear as Natalya that they're going to portray as attacker. So wasn't surprised one bit when they had Carmella announce that it was Natalya. So it is what it is. A solid match between the two of them. From there, I'm going to go to the ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship, The Miz versus Dolph Ziggler. Another great match here from these two men. I thought they went up there and had another classic match. I thought You know, the methodical ladder match that they put on was a clinic. You know, I thought, well, not a clinic, but like a great match. You know, most people nowadays don't have the patience for a methodical match, which in, you know, in this case, in the main event's case as well, needed to happen. I think when people expect ladder matches or whatever, they at this point they just want crazy high, you know, crazy spots. They just want, you know, 100 miles per hour crash course, just unnecessary, insane spots. And you know, you don't get in this match. You get the slow, methodical storytelling. And the ladder has a purpose in this match. You know, I thought the guys utilized the ladders perfectly. You know, they actually brawled on the outside for like 10 minutes of the match, just wailing each other with the ladders. You know, you get your typical ladder spots where, you know, Miz dropped toe Ziggler onto the ladder. They did the whole thing where they're kind of like, you know, pulling the ladder, and the one guy just pulls the ladder down, swings in the other guy's face. So you had some of your typical ladder match spots in this match. But I thought they utilized the ladder really good in this match. Miz played great heat. You know, he wailed on Ziggler with the ladder. Threw the ladder on the Ziggler corner, and of course doing the Daniel Bryan drop kicks. Of course, on the last one, Dolph Ziggler threw the ladder onto the Miz and hurt him. I thought these guys went out there and absolutely just beat the holy hell out of each other. You know, the Miz worked on Dolph Ziggler's leg after injuring it, and actually put a figure four through the ladder, which actually looked pretty goddamn painful. I must admit, that looked really bad in terms of like actually hurting. So I thought that was great in the match as well. You just had both men, like I said, utilize the ladder really good. Maurice didn't even get involved, which I was pretty surprised by. You know, you didn't have any interference on the Miz's part. It was just a straight Miz-Ziggler match, and that's what needed to happen for this blow-off. You know, even though Miz would end up winning the match, he still came off like an asshole, which was great, because that's what heels need to do. Win clean, but come off like a dick still, so... Great ladder match, great suspense with Ziggler nearly, you know, climbing the ladder and winning the championship on a handful of occasions in this match when Miz would ultimately fight back. You know, Miz actually hung from the thing, you know, of course they climbed, they get the whatever's hanging, and of course the person would knock the ladder down, so they're just hanging freely. Ziggler hit Miz down, Miz would land and sell the knee that he hurt his leg, so that played an effect towards the end of the match. But, you know, both men climbed the ladders, you know, there's two ladders up, and Miz, you know, just kicking the leg of Ziggler, the injured leg of Ziggler, throws Ziggler down. So Ziggler's down, Miz climbs up, retrieves the Intercontinental Championship, and retains the title. Like I said, I thought it was a great methodical storytelling ladder match. You know, the guys didn't overdo it, or they didn't underdo it as well. I thought they utilized the ladder when they needed to, and they told a great story with it. So, great ladder match with Miz and Ziggler. I don't think it topped their No Mercy match, but probably right behind that match, because it's still a great match to watch. So, yeah, really enjoyed Miz and Ziggler. From there, I'm going to go to the chairs match, Baron Corbin versus Kalisto, which was, excuse me, which was a pretty damn good match. I thought both guys looked really good, and they utilized the chairs pretty nicely as well. You know, Kalisto was a smaller guy of the two, so I thought he was, you know, up playing, you know, Baron Corbin out, or outsmarting him, I should say. Funny spot where, you know, Corbin was kind of taunting him, and Kalisto drop kicked Corbin on the chair, and Corbin kind of just sat, and then Kalisto drop kicked him off the chair. That was a pretty funny spot, but there's some cool stuff in this match. Like I said, I thought that the chairs were utilized pretty nicely. You know, Baron Corbin set up the chairs to, I don't know what he's going to do to Kalisto, but Kalisto ended up turning it into a senton and putting Baron Corbin through like 6 or 8 chairs. So how many chairs did he set down? So Corbin went through the chairs, and Kalisto actually got the upper hand in this match, and was pretty much dominating Baron Corbin for a good portion of it, and almost got the win. You know, Kalisto did an outside suicide dive, the outside, and Baron Corbin actually caught Kalisto into the what is it called, the deep six or whatever it's called. I forgot what it's called. But catches him to the deep six, which looked pretty painful on the outside. Baron Corbin was just wailing Kalisto with the chairs, or he tried to wail Kalisto with the chairs, and Kalisto just run away. So that was pretty funny. But yeah, Kalisto, both men, I think this match did wonders for both men. They both look really good, and that's what you want to accomplish in these matches. You know, not just make one guy look good, but make both guys look really good. Baron Corbin looked great as a heel, and Kalisto looked great fighting. And he wore trunks too, by the way, which was pretty odd to see him wear trunks. But you know, it was a solid match. I enjoyed it, and you know, Baron Corbin just absolutely killing Kalisto, and Kalisto jumped off the top rope and just chucking a chair at Kalisto, and then catching him for the end of days. So yeah, pretty solid match between Baron Corbin and Kalisto. And yeah, both men, you know, even though Baron Corbin won, I thought both men still came out of the match looking really good. And then from there, I'm going to the tables match for the SmackDown Women's Championship, Becky Lynch versus Alexa Bliss. You know, I was fearing one thing about this stipulation, that the tables would, you know, be a disadvantage to them, and it kind of was. I felt like the in-ring work between the two of them were really good. I thought Alexa Bliss was playing a great heel, and Becky Lynch was having some really good comebacks, but Alexa Bliss would kind of shut her down and dominate and, you know, talk crap about her. So I thought the in-ring work was really good, but the tables, you know, when it came to the table spots, you know, tables matches, you can't really, it's hard to get around tables and tables matches because, you can't really fake any finishes with it because they either come off really crappy or you just can't do it because you might actually screw it up and go through the table. So you had some of the stuff where it just looked absolutely ridiculous, and you had your average Becky Lynch would try to had her in the fireman's carry, and Alexa Bliss would flip the table. So you had your typical table match spots in this match because, like I said, it's a tables match. You can't really do too much with tables matches, especially with false finishes. But, I think they kind of knew that was a disadvantage, so they focused more on the wrestling because they didn't utilize the table all that much. Well, they did, but I feel like at the beginning they focused mainly on the wrestling. Then they're like, all right, we got to utilize the tables in this match. So, inner work was really good. I still thought it was a really good match. I just think this match could have been really better, or so much better, had the table stipulation not played an effect. If it was just a standard wrestling match, I think they could have put on a really, really good match. But you know what? Like I said, they had a disadvantage with the tables, but I still thought they pulled through and had a really good match here. And nice portion of the tables, and Alexa Bliss is trying to put down one of the tables, and as she's going for one of the legs, Becky actually grabs her arms, pulls her arm through the leg, and puts it in this armor, which actually looked pretty damn painful as well. So I thought that was a nice use of the table right there. But, ending literally came out of nowhere. I was kind of shocked when the ending happened because, Becky Lynch was on the apron. There's a table behind her, but she's on the apron. Alexa Bliss kind of hits the ring apron, the skirt or whatever it's called, kind of hits it. So Becky Lynch kind of trips. And then, Alexa Bliss catches her and power bombs her through the table on the outside. So Alexa Bliss is brand new SmackDown Women's Champion. Very happy about that result. I definitely think Alexa Bliss deserves to be champion. And I'm very happy for her. She was someone that I wanted to see be the one to beat Asuka for the NXT Women's title 6 months ago. But you know what? Now she's on SmackDown Live, and she's a SmackDown Women's Champion. And I couldn't be more happy for her. She has all the talent in the world. And she's definitely, I think, going to be a mainstay and one of the, the faces of the women's division on SmackDown. So very happy for Alexa Bliss. Very deserving. So yeah, I'm excited to see her title run. Hopefully it's not short. Hopefully she has a pretty decent to long title reign. So I don't want to see her have it for a month or two then lose it. So I'm excited to see where they go with Alexa Bliss going forward. But yeah, new SmackDown Women's Champion. Couldn't be more excited about that. And then of course we have the main event, which was the tables, ladders, and chairs match for the WWE World Championship. AJ Styles versus Dean Ambrose. Very similar to the ladder match between Miz and Dolph Ziggler in terms of them, taking it slow, not doing too many crazy spots, having a storytelling, methodical match. That's what this match seemed to be. The whole story about these two men absolutely hitting each other and colliding in this match played out here. You had both men they utilized everything. They utilized the chairs, the tables, and the ladders. They brought up on the stage for a while. AJ actually got suplexed onto the stage, which was actually pretty goddamn painful. Getting wailed the chairs, and AJ would return the favor and wail Ambrose's chairs. They brawled into the crowd where Ambrose threw a trash can on top of AJ Styles, which is pretty funny. Again, excuse me about that. So I thought, they told a good story, and the spots meant something. You didn't overdo it. Funny thing is AJ's tights actually ripped in the back, so of course the crowd was laughing about that, which kind of took away from the match because these two are going to killing each other, and the crowd's laughing because AJ Styles ripped his pants. Good going there, crowd. But he had some nice spots, chairs. The AJ Styles, one moment I loved was, AJ Styles would put through a table because, Ambrose put a ladder on one of the announce tables, put AJ on the other, and just did a, elbow drop onto through the table on AJ Styles. Ambrose goes to climb the ladder. AJ recovers and does a phenomenal forearm to knock Ambrose off the ladder, which I thought was great there. And then they'd spew onto the outside where, they would just beat the holy hell out of each other. So, like I said, this is a storytelling match. You have to watch it. There's not many spots, but the spots they do mean something. And that's all you can ask. And I really enjoyed it. I thought it was an incredible war between these two men because you saw they went out there and just beat the holy hell out of each other. And what more could you ask? AJ Styles continues to have this amazing year he's had in WWE, and he's capping it off amazingly with Dean Ambrose in the TLC match. So I'm very happy how this match came out. I think some people may or may not like it because I remember the ladder match between Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins at Money in the Bank 2 years ago or last year. I really like that match because, again, that match was a methodical storytelling match, and people didn't like it because it wasn't this crash course that they thought it was going to be. So I hope people don't have that feeling about this match where they want to be a crash course, but it kind of was in a way, but it just wasn't the unnecessary crash course that you'd get with regular ladder matches and stuff like that. But yeah, a lot of uses of the chairs, wailing on Ambrose and Ambrose wailing on AJ. AJ did a beautiful springboard 450 onto the outside, through a table on Dean Ambrose. Amazing. And AJ actually like landed like face planted on the ground too. So that was an incredible spot right there. That was probably the best spot of the night. Really like that. And then, you know, AJ goes to climb the ladder. And then fuckhead James Ellsworth comes out. And the crowd's booing him, thankfully. And I'm like, ah, fuck, here we go. Ellsworth comes out. AJ's climbing the ladder. Ambrose recovers. Ambrose and AJ are going at it. Ambrose dirty deeds AJ onto his steel steps. And then Ambrose goes to climb the ladder. AJ recovers. Ambrose knocks AJ back down. And Ambrose was freely climbing the ladder. And then they decided to recreate TLC 2012 with AJ Lee tipping the ladder over when John Cena was climbing it. And that's exactly what they did here. Dean Ambrose climbs the ladder. James Ellsworth tips the ladder. Ambrose crashes through his tables. AJ Styles recovers, climbs the ladder, retains the championship. Great match. I understand why I did the finish, but at the same time, it's like, you did not need to do that here. You could have done that anywhere else but here. I feel like the blow off for Ambrose and AJ need to be clean with Ambrose, or AJ beating Ambrose clean, but it is what it is. Ellsworth is heel. That's fine. At least it's better than what he was doing before. Incredible match. It was like 35 minutes too, by the way. Both ladder matches got a lot of time. This got like 35, and the Intercontinental title match got like 25 minutes. So they had a lot of time to tell a story, and I thought each story they told was great. So no complaints from me. But yeah, besides, like I said, besides the Ellsworth ending, incredible match. Really enjoyed that. AJ, like I said, just it's been on a roll this year, and this definitely was a great way to cap it off. But overall, like I said, I thought TLC was a great pay-per-view. We had, two amazing matches. You had a really good undercard, and just a fun, enjoyable show. You had a lot of good stuff happen. New tag team champions, new women's champion. Very excited about those two. AJ Styles still the WWE World Champion. So what more can you possibly ask? It's exciting future for SmackDown Live going to 2017, and I'm very excited to see where they go going forward. So yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, please leave a like below in the comment section. If you guys would like, please leave your thoughts on TLC as well. And yeah, as always, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys for watching the video.